Hello everyone, it's Devin here, and tell you what you'll be seeing in the background is a little gameplay I recorded earlier. It's the last half of a domination map, our domination match on Berlin. The gameplay overall isn't really that impressive, but the topic I'm going to talk about today is what I'd really like to focus on today, and this probably will end up becoming sort of a series, commentary Mondays. Doesn't really rhyme or anything with stuff, but I feel like there's certain things that need to be talked about, or just some interesting things to discuss, anyways, or put my opinion on. So today, what we're going to be talking about is, although I can't be much of an advocate myself, but just the violent video games in general, and that being related to or in comparison to what real life would be like in those same sort of scenarios. So youth or teenagers, young adults, whoever, more common in that age group, but not to say that people that are over those or that aren't in those age categories don't play video games or anything like that. But the fact is, the issue isn't necessarily that they play video games, but the fact of certain things that they grow accustomed to as they play violent video games or first-person shooters in particular, or anything to do with any war reenactment games such as War Thunder. It's an example of one. It is aerial combat and tanks. Uh, I guess you could call simulator game. So what this kind of relates to with the, I don't know if any of you have seen this, but the recent movie starring Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf and a few others, Fury. It's about a World War II tank crew. I don't believe it's based off a true story, but I just saw it the other day, and it got me thinking about some stuff. And one of Brad Pitt's comments on the video about letting his 13-year-old son, because he has a 13-year-old son, but letting him watch that, he's like, yeah, he said he supposes it's okay that his son went and saw that, and but it seems like the youth of nowadays are more, how you say, numb to these sort of violent, sort of or gruesome like acts in a video game or TV show or movie. So, and in part of the reason why, or one of the many reasons why, is because they are exposed to this sort of thing in a game or a TV show or movie where certain things like this happen, like for example, Call of Duty, first-person shooter, Battlefield, first-person shooter, World War II reenactment game like War Thunder here, or Heroes and Generals, or anything associated with war reenactment or combat or anything like that. It's sort of the death of things in these sort of games is of no consequence, as we know, because it's a video game. Although real life consequences can come out of what you do on the video game sometimes in some cases, more than likely the death in these video games does not directly correlate to consequences in real life necessarily. So in that sense, when kids or people see that sort of thing, like that was demonstrated in the movie Fury, I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything for those of you who haven't seen it, but certain things that were shown in that movie, for those of you who have seen it, were fairly gruesome and real, more historically accurate than I would say than a lot of World War II, World War I, any type of war recreation film, or loosely based on truth or anything like that. Um, it's the fact of the matter is that, like, a person that say would that have not that hasn't played any sort of video games associated with this sort of thing before may not react the same way as someone who has played, say, Call of Duty, or has been exposed to like a game where death is very common or some sort of destruction of other people is common. So when people, like I said, there's like two different groups. There's people that have experienced that sort of thing, and there's people that haven't, that have and haven't. People that haven't will be, I would say, certainly more affected and traumatized by a movie like this than, say, someone who has not experienced death personally, but like through a video game has experienced like shooting other people or destroying other people means of a plane or a gun or a first-person shooter or whatever it may be. So the reactions that one might get out of that It could be fairly traumatizing, and certain people have called it, too gruesome, and it shouldn't be available to the public, shouldn't have been made a movie, it was a little too graphic. But at the same time, it's almost important for people to realize when something as realistic as this is available to the public, that that is probably closer to real, what it was really like, than a lot of the things that people have been exposed to or that people comprehend about this sort of topic. So, and I just want to talk about that today because it's something that's been sort of on my mind, and I feel like people that understand those two ends of the spectrum will comprehend sort of more where someone like Brad Pitt would be coming from. So you have to realize that, yes, it's a graphic movie, but it's important to understand that stuff like that was very, very much so the reality for a lot of soldiers in that time period, and continues to be, or similar situations. Not that it was the exact same, but the means haven't changed, although the technology is advanced. But um, certain things like that may very well be something that people need to see to sort of understand both ends of the spectrum. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there and see the gameplays ended here. So that'll be the first episode of Commentary Mondays, and I just wanted to share that with you all, and just share my opinion on that sort of thing. So if you enjoyed, leave a like and share with your friends and whatever. But I feel like it was a topic that needed to be discussed, and I understand a lot of people have talked about this in the past, or more recently, I should say. So yeah, that'll be all for today, and this is Devin signing off.